I think you're seeing that big tech and big government are all for censoring people, and it's not just censoring mean, scary people who happen to be orange or are named Alex Jones. It's anyone, right? This Andrew Tate story, it's anyone who's just saying something that might put a little power back into your hand. That's what they are going for. Well, how long has this been going on? Well, this is really extraordinary. The Daily Caller got some info here on the close relationship between Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook and Dr. Anthony Fauci, Mr. Science. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg gave Dr. Anthony Fauci his personal cell phone number in March of 2020 before Facebook began censoring alleged misinformation about the COVID-19 pandemic, new court documents reveal. Documents revealed during the discovery had shed new light on the Biden administration's role in social media censorship during the pandemic. Zuckerberg's move to give Fauci his phone number demonstrated the intention to have further communications, according to the plaintiffs in a suit against President Joe Biden regarding censorship of information during the pandemic. So what's really fascinating about this, we're going to show you in just a second, is, as you know, over the last couple of weeks, Mark Zuckerberg went on Rogan. He went on Rogan and admitted that they censored things related to the Hunter Biden story. So do you think when he gave Fauci his number in March of 2020, that was the beginning of this whole thing, do you think some texts were sent back and forth? Do you think he liked being buddies with the guy who is the truth? He is the truth, he is the science, and maybe started doing things on his platform that would make him and the government happy, rather than doing what was truthful and honest? Well, in case you forgot how he is a big fan of censorship, here is Zuckerberg on Rogan talking about Hunter Biden.
Like, there was a lot of attention on Twitter during the election because of the Hunter Biden laptop story. The New York Post.
Yeah, we have that too.
Yeah, so you guys censored that as well?
So we took a different path than Twitter. I mean, basically the background here is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. There was we thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. What we do is we have, if something is reported to us as potentially misinformation, important misinformation, we also have this third-party fact-checking program because we don't want to be deciding what's true and false. And for I think it was 5 or 7 days when it was basically being determined whether it was false, the distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it. You could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
it got shared.
How does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely...
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful.
I mean, it's incredible. So distribution was decreased. At first, he says, distribution was decreased. It was a little bit. Then he says it was meaningful at the end. So you could share it. You could share the Hunter Biden laptop story. But if you share it and no one's around to see it, have you shared it at all? If a tree falls in the forest, you get it. You see what they did? So what he's saying, and he also says this thing, we don't want to be in charge of what's true and false, so we go to third-party fact checkers. Well, surprise, surprise, all of their third-party fact checkers, fact fuckers are, we know this, they're all left-wing activist organizations, right? They're not going to anyone right-leaning to ask what a fact is or isn't. So they're telling you, we don't censor. We let you post things. We just don't let people see it, right? And this is what shadow banning is. This is on Twitter when right? I used to be able to tweet out. I could put a picture. I could put a picture of Alf and a emoji of a banana, and it would get 10,000 retweets. And now people just don't see the tweets anymore. So they haven't censored me. I'm still tweeting. There's just nobody there to see it.